So they'll be calling you a radical. So this is important. So California and Oregon have finally agreed on the Klamath to tear out the 4 dams. I'm all for it, but stay with me. They're living in a pre-Fukushima fucking world. Now, Tim, as you know, that's where Tim lives, right there. We've done so much work, he and I, as far as the post-Fukushima acute historical collapse of the salmon. It's unarguable that the salmon are dying at sea. So this is the whole mantra. I mean, the whole world's living in a pre-Fukushima world. You know, you trade in your health for some freak show's wealth. So Tim has that great video that he did on the mouth of the Klamath with the native elder. That should have millions of views. So I'm on his site. I'll find it. I'll post it. He's sitting there in his recliner, his lazy boy, cooking up his salmon. He says, well, what do you think on the salmon? He says, I think Fukushima killed him. I think that, well, I don't think, I know, look, they got white spots all over them. What is that? He says, they're sick from Fukushima. So stay with me. Tim works this. He even goes up on the test netting. You know how hard that is to do, even to find out when, where, how they're test netting? Oh, look at this. Speaking of Oregon. What flyers, huh? Oh my God, what flyers. So, you know how many salmon are returning in the Klamath, in the Rogue? And like I said, Tim's up there, we're up there, we're getting it. Grassroots, boots on the freaking ground. By the way, we got no funding. I mean, my funding is dried up so fiercely, it's unbelievable. Well, everybody's mad at me because they were Obamacans or Trumpers, and I hate them both. So, it's unarguable. They're dying at sea. So you can tell the dams ain't gonna do shit. You know, get rid of the, oligarchs' water skiing ponds. That's why they're there. They should have never been built. By the way, the Bonneville, them lying fuckers on the Army Corps Engineers, that was the Chief Joseph. What a catastrophe damming these fucking rivers anyway. What a fucking nightmare. But the fact is this. You're living in a pre-Fukushima world, California, Oregon. My work's proved it. These salmon had a record escapement. I mean, my work is smoking gun, hardcore, unarguable proof. That's what good science does. You first hypothesize the knowledge. They're going to release this energy into the Pacific Ocean. It's going to break the chain. It's going to, the plankton, the krill, it's going to go, and it's a eco chain, and it's going to collapse. And it has. First to go with the starfish. So scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered. So, of course, Idaho been arguing with me like crazy about Fukushima and denial. I remember being in the airport a couple years ago with the biologist when I was coming home from DC, and the Idahoan. We had quite the conversation about Fukushima in absolute denial. Well, you know, we've got chips in all 680,000 of these fish. We're going to let go in the Snake, into the Columbia, all the way to the ocean. We'll see, Blanche. I said, okay, we'll see. Any bets? So we all place bets, you know. So they made it to sea 660,000. And they have tracers on the mouth of Columbia before they hit any dam. Yeah, they go up the Columbia to the Snake. They don't go down I-15 from Idaho to California. Stand tuned. Well, they come out the other day. We're perplexed. We're bewildered. We're alarmed. We're stumped. We're dumbfounded. 27. You heard me. Not a dam. 27. 27. Record return. Record escapement. The Rogue. Remember that bullshit article? We're going to have 440,000 return, and they had less than 3,000. You know, Tim's up there on the half-pounders. What's a half-pounder? That's when they go to sea for 2 years. That's the double cycle. That's a stillhead. They started to collapse right after Fukushima. She didn't go to sea for 5 years. Record returns 20, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. ODFW, WFW, Idaho Fish and Game, NASA, NOAA, all of them. All of them's models. You know, 1.3 million. I set mine at 480,000. Boop, I'm on. Next year, they set theirs at 1.7 million. Their models are very good. They're boys in the sea. I set mine at 333,000. Boom, dead on. I've been dead on every fucking year. In science, we call that an outlier versus outright liars. It's unarguable. What does that mean? You can run regression. Well, I've done it a million times. I'm not in Fukushima denial. Something radically crazy happened in 2011. The salmon of the smoking gun. You know, you denied the work, coincidence of the tide pools, all the starving whales. We'll get right back to you. Fuck, they never get back. Just like the Eco Peninsula catastrophe in Russia. I told you. Tsar Putin. By the way, Putin, you know, there's rumors he's got Parkinson's disease. You know, by the way, this is also rumor, but it's third party. It's good source, my source in Japan. That bee's on death's doorstep. And it's cancer. So, but we'll see. Just like, remember the head of the IAEA at the Blanche box in Vienna? I'd have been there this year, but I can't get in, you know, COVID-19, which there's no doubt in my mind. That came from the seafood. Came from the sea. There's no doubt in my mind. Tim got a photograph yesterday. His hauling mask into the seafood processing plant. He talks to people there and he says it's a catastrophe in there. You think that's crazy that COVID came from a mutation from Fukushima into the ocean? Well, you thought that the salmon collapse was crazy. So I'll say this. By the way, I travel all over the world and I'm everywhere. Nobody is more insane and in Fukushima denial and lost their mind than they are in Oregon. I remember doing it in 2013, doing a lecture full of cancer with my mother at Kennedy Square in Eugene, and this old crazy lady smacked my megahorn with her walking cane out of my face, grazed my face. I mean, they're fucking nuts. Protest for a protest. Proud Boys versus Antifa. They don't even know how to fuck. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing up there. They're insane. And then you got the fucking, you ain't seen fucking radical left, right, up there. Ignorant. I mean, it's unbelievable. The people that should be screaming them. Here in Utah, I mean, southern Utah, they've lost their mind. They elect Burgess Owens over Ben McAdams. That's how psycho they are. They want to nuke themselves. But they don't even compare to Oregon. Everybody's like, well, Utah's not in denial about Fukushima. They were. Go talk to them. Anybody will say, oh, yeah. Because guess what? They have Kevin Blanche. You know, I've asked every single one of my politicians. By the way, Hippie with a Gun, who's from Arkansas, he asked your Eugene state representative right there, DeFazio, what about Fukushima? It's on video. All this stuff's right on video. I mean, we do the work. That's the Post-Ignorance Project versus the Manhattan Project. You actually have to do the work. Just like, you know, they were talking about the sake store in New York. Well, part of the Post-Ignorance Army, Kevin Finnegan, right there, interviewed him. It's on my YouTube site. All this is on my YouTube site. Oh, they squash your counts. Well, people don't want to hear the truth. They can't handle the truth. But I'm for tearing out the dams, but it's going to do shit. You're living in a pre-Fukushima world. Stay tuned.